Greetings, Commander. This is Pagan Horde, and I thought today we should do a little something different. Recently, in the next event on Steam, there was the release of a demo for this upcoming game called Phantom Brigade. I fell in love with it quite fast for a few good reasons. Well, first, it's a turn-based tactics where you can customize and field your own mechs. That's always good. On top of that, you have a overarching campaign where you can move from area to area, trying to liberate them in response to emergency, a la XCOM 2. And if all of that wasn't enough, it has an innovative combat system where instead of acting turn after turn with your opponent, you decide what to do and the turn acts simultaneously in a sort of a ballet of death where you try to avoid your opponent's weapons while dealing damage of your own, and makes it really interesting and innovative. So without further ado, let's dive right into this new combat system, which makes this game really interesting and different. And right now this is a demo, so it's free for everybody, and I highly recommend you check it out. So let's dive into a battle and let's see what's make this game different. See you in a sec. Alright, so we're gonna dive in one of the demo's mission. Before you start the battle, you get a little bit of intel, what to expect, and those are the two starting units you get into the demo. So there's not much spoilers here. This is the limited unit, starting unit you get at the demo. So this mission is to simply find them and kill them. So simple enough. And these are our two starting mechs. The one with the shield wields a shotgun-like weapon for close range, and you can use the shield as a secondary to block incoming attacks. The first one is a more offensive-minded, having two weapons, an assault rifle for mid-range and a pistol for further attacking close enough. Let's go dive right in. So the game looks great. I mean, this is not a AAA graphic, but you know, for strategy buffs like us, this is just fine. These are objective, and you can already see enemy mechs ahead. A little bit of fluff text. It's all good. Let's get this. Alright. So for this mission, we're trying to capture this guy, or capture this mech. And there's a pilot wounding system called concussion. Instead of destroying the mech, we're trying to get the pilot, basically. And this tutorial tells us that you get more pilot damage if you attack from the back. And this is the HP of the pilot himself. Here when we look at the hostile mech. Alright, now what is unique about this game? What is unique is that as you tab through all the units, you can also tab through your enemies. And this down here is the timeline. This is what this unit will be doing during its turn. It will move this way, running. And as the timeline advances, you can see that this second enemy unit, he's moving forward and attacking with this angle our own unit over here. So what you want to do is, of course, not be there when that happens. So we're gonna use our shotgun guy, and we're gonna give him the move option, just like this. And you can see as I check my options down here, the timeline is advancing of the next turn. So what I would like to do is move around approximately here, attack him in the back, because that's the point of this mission. Now you can see we're optimal range for the shotgun. The circle that we see around here is the range of this weapon. So you want to attack when you are in that range. Now this is the timeline that I have chosen for this mech, but it doesn't mean that you're done, because you can attack as much as you run. So we're gonna move again, and you can see as well there's the heat right here. There's a heat system in this game as well, and that encourages you to to spread your attacks so that your unit doesn't overheat. So I'm gonna move further into the timeline. As you can see, the heat is decreasing. That you can see the heat bar right there. So as we are here, and this unit is still facing away from us, we're gonna attempt a second attack. Here. And we set the attack on our timeline. You decide when in the timeline you make your attack. And we're gonna attack him again in the back. There we go. So this will work. As you can see, I can perform 2 attacks inside this turn. However, it means that we will finish our turn, or begin the next turn, pardon me, hot. And we will not be able to do probably 2 attacks next turn. But since this guy is now facing away from us, it's worth doing that to get him in the back. So, for our boy here, what we want to do is avoid this guy's attack. As you can see, as I move into the timeline, you can see that if I move up here, we would still be in his crosshair. If I move down here, I would be as well. So our best choice would be something like this. Sometimes it is worth it not to attack her in the next round in order to avoid the completely taking any damage. So that's what I think we will do. With this person, we're not gonna attempt to attack because we want to avoid this guy's attack completely. So we're gonna take cover behind this rock right here. There we go. But perhaps we can use our secondary fire, our little pistol, to get this one in the back. And we can. So that's what we're gonna do. There we go. When you're satisfied with what your choices, you press execute and you watch it all happen. There we go. That's the first shotgun blast. Oh, the pistol missed. The shotgunning worked really well. Alright, we are now in the second turn. Let's see what these guys will do. This guy will just... The VIP will just run, okay. This person intends to come here and shoot at our shotgunner, okay. And you intend to move all the way here and then attack our guy that is over here. Okay. So, now comes the ballet or synchronized destruction I was talking about earlier. So your goal is always to evade the enemy attack while doing some of your own. So, if we move here, we don't appear to be in the angle of attack of our enemies. Up here would be nice, but we would be in both of their crosshair. But if I go right here, let's see if it works. Do we have a good angle? Yeah, we're up optimal range. There we go. We're gonna do that. But then we will get attacked if we stay there again. Alright, so next we will move away. Or attempt to. Yeah. It doesn't look like a... You can left click to change your mind. It looks like I will not be able to avoid damage entirely. If I intend to attack, of course. So, let's do that. I mean, getting the VIP here in optimal range is worth taking the risk. Now, can I do a second attack? I can. So let's manage our heat. Let's attack somewhere around here. Let's attack him again. Hopefully, by being offensive like this guy will not be able to do that much damage to us. But now let's be careful with our shotgunner, because both of our enemy is targeting him. Let's see. So this guy... no, they're all attacking the one on top. Okay. So. I'm going to move. It's almost better not to move with him. If we just wait a bit. Yeah, it's almost better not to move with this one. I would get hit a bit right there if I don't move. Okay. I think I will move just a bit closer to that rock here to avoid taking further damage. And then I'm gonna shoot the VRB again in the back. We're gonna go all out and try to take out that guy before he does any damage to our person up here. Now, like I stated, I started the turn hot. So as I fire this, I'm going to go into overheating. So now let's change our mind. And let's put the attack a bit further ahead so that we don't overheat. Like this. We're still going to finish very hot, but at least we're not overheating with just one attack this turn. And we have the time to dissipate a bit before the next one. Okay, so those are our choices. Let's execute and fight out. Okay, so I'm taking a bit of hit on both of them, but I did get the VIP. It looks like we managed it. Very good. So much like Battletech, we now have the choice to mop up our enemy or retreat. I think you know what I'll do. I'm going to mop up the enemies. Now let's take a look at what our enemy will do. He's going to move this way. He's going to finish this attack because he has an angle on us. And he's going to move this way and attack the one on top. Okay. This I cannot really avoid. This is a continuation of the last turn's consequences that I am in his crosshair. However, with this boy, we can now use the shield. We're gonna do it right away at the start, and we're gonna say, point your shield toward this guy. By doing so, this here, the shield, which is pretty much extra ablative armor, will soak up the damage as our secondary weapon before the game, before I can do anything else. After that, I believe I can strike back at optimal range. And yeah, perhaps I can attack a second time. If we place it here, we're not going to overheat. I will no longer be in optimum range at this point. So instead of 100 damage, I'm doing more 66. So we're going to change our mind. We're going to move a bit. Here. And then we're going to attack. Now I'm in optimal range. Very good. Now for our person on top, we're gonna want to avoid the return fire. And we do not want to do crossfires with our unit here, because crossfire is a thing. We're gonna go up high instead. If I go up high right here, I'm still gonna be in optimal range for you because you're using an assault rifle. And there we go. Execute. So I'm taking some hits here, but I'm taking it on the shield. There you go. Unit crashing. So this means that this guy is falling on his ass. He's not dead by any means, but right now if we look at his turns, he's gonna spend most of the turn falling on his ass. After that, he's gonna get up and strike back up there. Very good. So our boy here is running pretty hot. I actually overheated and took some damage. So we have to be careful with that. So we're gonna move behind this guy right here. And then we're gonna strike back. There we go. This way the heat dissipation will have enough time to work its magic. Now you are still a bit hot, but you're gonna try and avoid his attack by going here and then striking again by placing it on the timeline here. Now I'm going to be perhaps out of optimal range, so I'm going to do 58 instead of 100, but at this point I think we got this, and sometimes avoiding the attack is a better play. Let's execute like this. There you go. Victory! Now this battle is one of the early demo battles, so it's not the most complicated one in the book. The last battle of this demo, which I didn't want to spoil for this presentation, is much more complicated. It's 4 of your units against 4 or 5 of them plus turrets, so it gets more complex. As you can imagine, you only have a dozen units acting at the same time. Now it becomes a true ballet of movement and destruction, and it's beautiful. I really love this system. So when you finish a mission, you get the typical salvage screen. One thing that is different is that you have items that is automatically salvaged, that you don't have to spend anything to get. For example, we're getting this green sniper rifle, which has some new stats that we can add to customize our stuff. We get some resources for repair. Batteries is for repairing, and then we make choices. But essentially, the choices are fairly simple for the demo. You just grab what you can and call it a day. There we go. So, without spoiling much more for you guys, let's just take a look at the world map and make some conclusions. Okay, so this is what the world map looks like. For the purpose of this demo, we are limited to this first region here, and as soon as we liberate it, the demo ends. After that, the world maps opens up for us to move around and liberate further worlds, respond to emergencies and such. In the purpose of this demo, there will be events that will pop up, and you will have the choice to make where do you go, and depending on your resources and your mechs, of course. So as we move around the map, our maps are toward this objective. For example, our mechs are gonna get repaired. You can of course wait around until your mechs are repaired as well. Now when we think about mech customization, it is not as impressive as say something like Battletech, but it is enough to be interesting, and you can see the potential and how you can make your own builds. You have choices of secondary and primary weapon, as well as upper body, lower body, left arms and legs. By equipping new pieces, you will improve basic stats, as well as add mobility, heat sinking, tankiness, so you can customize your builds this way. For example, with this longbow, I'm gonna change the assault rifle to the marksman rifle to make it more a long range build. And I'm gonna improve what I can here. There you go. This gives it more armor, or integrity in this case. And you can see stats of heat dissipation, heat capacity, and all that. So it's not as complex so far, because it is only a demo, but it is enough to make it intriguing on how you can manage and build customized stuff later on. So that makes this game very interesting, and this demo really worth picking up. So there you go. I just wanted to showcase this demo for you guys on this channel because I think it really works, and this new battle system is really promising. I didn't want to spoil the last battle of the demo, where things get more hectic and you get access to a melee mech, a beam weapon, and it truly starts to become complex. So go get this for you guys, for yourself. It's free, and we'll see you next time for more Rogue Tech content. Of course, please do the YouTube stuff. It's always important. See you next time.